Hi everyone! So I'm here to do the Guilty Reader tag today. Now this tag has been taking BookTube by storm lately and we just couldn't wait to get in on the fun. It was created by Chammy over at Read Like Wildfire and I'll leave a link to her original video in the description down below. Now let's just jump into the tag. So the first question is, have you ever re-gifted a book that you've been given? Now, I have definitely given away books that were given to me, but not like as an official like birthday gift or something. I would just like give them to a friend. And I think I've probably gifted books that I originally bought for myself and then decided to give away, but I don't think I've ever re-gifted it necessarily. Question 2 is, have you ever said you read a book when you haven't? And 100% yes, I've done this. Not so much recently, but there's definitely like one instance in high school where I said I read The Stone Angel by Margaret Lawrence, which is kind of a Canadian classic, and I should have assumed that my teacher had read that book because we didn't read it as a class, we did it like an independent study. So I did her book report on a book I hadn't read that my teacher had, and I don't remember how it went down, but I'm sure it wasn't good. Other than that, I say I've read 1984, but I don't really remember the plot. So I think I've read it, and I say I have, but I don't remember the plot, so that's kind of cheating. Question 3 is, have you ever borrowed a book and not returned it? No. I might have as a child when I was really young, but there is an incident that comes to mind when I was kind of in my early 20s and I borrowed a book from my local library and just kind of forgot about it, and then I started getting threatening letters in the mail saying that they were gonna report me to like the credit bureau. And I was like, oh, gotta return that library book, because growing up in a small town, that is not something that would have ever happened, but living in a city, apparently libraries can affect your credit score, so return your library books. Question 4 is, have you ever read a series out of order? And again, yes I have. Not on purpose. I read the Airborne trilogy by Kenneth Opel out of order. I read the second book first. I don't actually remember what the second book is called right now, but then I went back and read Airborne, reread the second book, and then read Star Climber, which is the third book. And I do really like that trilogy, but there's no like mark on that book anywhere saying it's book number 2. So I kind of got frustrated there. Have you ever spoiled a book for someone? And yes, probably. I don't remember a specific instance other than maybe Crystal, who's standing behind the camera. I've kind of given away feelings for a specific book, but nothing like set in stone. I never mean to spoil people, but I'm sure it's happened because I talk about books all the time, but nobody's ever like explicitly gotten mad at me for it yet. Question 6 is, have you ever doggy-eared a book? And yes, I've definitely doggy-eared a book. I don't do it as much now that I kind of collect books, even though I've always collected books, but as a kid and stuff, I would definitely, if I didn't have a bookmark, I would just doggy-ear it. Although I still like loved bookmarks as a kid too. I don't think doggy-earing your books is a bad thing. It's your book. You can do that. Don't doggy-ear other people's books though. I wouldn't recommend it. That could get you into some trouble. Question 7 is, have you ever told somebody you don't own a book when you do? And no. I'm very honest about the books I own. I'm not ashamed. Yes, I own 50 Shades of Grey. Own it. If it's on your shelf, why deny it? If you're that ashamed of it, you should probably get rid of it. Have you ever told someone you haven't read a book when you have? And I don't think so. I don't know of an instance why I would ever deny reading something again, unless you're like super ashamed of it, but I'm not ashamed of what I've read. So no, I don't think that's one I've actually ever done. Question 9 is, have you ever skipped a chapter or a portion of a book? Yes, I'm looking at you, fangirl. I did not like the fanfiction portions of Fangirl and just started skipping them towards the end, so not sad about it. And the last question is, have you ever badmouthed the book you actually like? And no, but I've definitely done the opposite and said I liked a book that I actually didn't. But, you know, just want to avoid that controversy. But no, to be honest, I don't think I would. I'm not ashamed of what I read and what I like, so if I like something, I'm gonna say it. It's pretty much all there is to it. Alright, so that's it guys. That was the Guilty Reader book tag. As you can tell, I'm not very guilty of a reader. I don't feel ashamed of any of these things, so you know, reading is a very personal experience and you shouldn't feel any guilt about it. This was a really fun tag to do, and let me know some of your answers in the comments down below. And as per usual, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Happy reading and thanks for being awesome. Bye!